There's a pretty common theme across most of the crypto groups that I'm in right now, which is people kind of wondering what in the world is going on. We're seeing these days where crypto's up 8%, now 7%, up 9%, and down 5%. And although we are seeing volatility, it doesn't really feel like crypto's moving at all. It kind of feels like it's been stagnant and stabilized for the last month, and a lot of people just don't really know what to make of it. And so in today's video, I want to explain it from a more technical perspective as to why this is happening and why I think it's actually a good thing. So with this said, let's not waste any more time at all, and let's get straight into the video. So let's start off just by looking at Bitcoin, because Bitcoin is a fantastic example of what we're going to talk about today. And it also, of course, controls the market, so that also comes in handy. So looking at Bitcoin here, what you can see is that realistically, ever since we got, let's go ahead and call it right here, March 5th to now, we have seen Bitcoin not really doing too much. I mean, let's call it 27 days and 4 hours of pretty sideways movement. Now, yes, we have had these moves up and these moves down and these moves up and these moves down, but especially as of recently, it's not really done too much other than just kind of go sideways. Now, a lot of people may wonder, why is this happening? Like everyone's kind of gotten used to this, right? Everyone's kind of gotten a little bit, not, what's the word I'm looking for? Greedy? Maybe greedy is not the word. Maybe like entitled almost. Like they're entitled to the gains, or they just want to get wrecked, right? They don't want this sideways movement. They just want to get wrecked. And what I want to explain today is that what we're seeing right here is actually really good. It's actually really good. Now, why is it really good? Why is it happening? What is happening? Let's break it down a little bit. So why is it happening? Let's start there. Well, this is happening because, of course, most cryptos are now running into what I call their cap points. I've always said it that whenever we see these big runs to the upside, there's a point in time in which bullish momentum has to slow down. The bulls are going to start taking profits, and the bears are going to start forcing some downward pressure on the price. It's just going to happen in which the bulls are going up and the bears are going down, and at some point, these bulls can't go up anymore, and they have to start calming down a little bit. And so I call it a cap point for that little run. And it seems to me as if we've hit a short-term cap point. We hit a short-term cap point right here, right? In which we were going straight up, but then we had to consolidate and calm down for a while before being able to continue. And I think that most cryptos have hit that cap point. Now, another way you can identify this is due to the fact that they are all under a very strong point of resistance. I mean, you look at something like Bitcoin, currently sitting under that 786 to 618 Fibonacci level. Here you go. What you can see here is it got up to this major point of resistance, and that's the point in which it has now calmed down at. It is now going sideways. This was Bitcoin's short-term cap point. We put in a high, we came back down, we established a higher low, but we bounced, and when we bounced, we ran into resistance, and the bulls are just not strong enough right now to get it through that resistance yet. Now, it also is applicable to most of your other cryptos. You look at something like Ethereum, what you can see here. This bad boy made a run straight to the upside, came back down, found a little bit of support, bounced off that support, came back up, 618 to 786 bucks, reached its short-term cap point, the same exact resistance level that Bitcoin's at. You look at something like Jasmy, same exact level that Bitcoin and Ether at. You look at something like Caspa, also came back up directly to hit that same point that the other three have. You look at BNB, it's done the same exact thing. They're all running into just a key level of resistance that the bulls are just not strong enough to clear right now. Now, you may immediately say, well, that's not a good thing, right? The bulls aren't strong enough to continue upwards. That has to be a bad thing. I disagree with you. Now, the reason I disagree with you is quite simply due to the fact that generally in crypto, consolidation is a much better option than capitulation. What does that mean? Well, whenever you're going to see a price of a crypto start to slow down, there's two options. Option number one is that you're going to see it going up, hit a cap point, and then start to slow down. And then it's just going to consolidate. And then from there, generally, whatever the narrative of that market is where it's going to go. So if you're in a bull market, generally it'll go upwards. Now, it might not go straight up. It might do something like this, right? But generally, it will continue back upwards according to whatever the macro move is. Or, of course, if you're in a bear market, then you'll just go down. But you get the point. The other option here is that you bounce back up, you hit a cap point, and then the bears really start to kick in, the bulls really slow down, and then the price does this, okay? This is what crypto usually wants to do. Let me make that clear to you. This is generally what crypto wants to do. People are taking profits, people are selling, you're at a cap point, so people are shorting. This is the nature of where it goes. When you throw a ball straight up in the air, it wants to come back down. But if you get a point in time in which, although it wants to do this, but it's not able to do that and starts to go sideways, it means that the bulls are still relevant and strong enough to keep the price up while everybody else is relaxing. And then when that bullish momentum does start again, generally you can't continue upwards like crazy. And this consolidation is much better than this capitulation. that we will generally see if the market's not in a very strong point. And so what I've always said is that even in moments like this that we're seeing from Bitcoin, even if we see this market pull back, even if we see Bitcoin roll back over towards the $65,000 level, this is a very good sign to show that the bulls are still very active, and this isn't the end of the world. Even if crypto does start to pull back, we do have a threat of a double top, but at the end of the day, I'm not all too concerned, because realistically, from a realistic perspective, we're probably going to see that continuation at some given point, whether it's now, whether it's like now, whether it's a little bit later, or whether it's a lot later. We're very likely going to see that stronger continuation to the upside, and this is nothing but a cool down phase in my opinion, and cool down phases are extremely important in long-term or like longevity within bull markets. Now, I'm actually so confident in that I am buying cryptos right now. Even though we are up here, and even though we are at the threat, and we do have the risk of crypto pulling back and seeing these things go negative 10, 15%, I don't really care. I still think we're going to go up quite substantially over the next year or two, and because of that, I am still dollar cost averaging into some of the cryptos that I do like, so let's talk about a few of them. Okay, now before we do get into the rest of the video, I actually want to tell you a little bit about Sugar Kingdom Odyssey. This is a company that I did partner up with that is sponsoring the channel that I do believe has a ton of potential, quite simply because they're doing something that I've not seen before that I think is necessary right now specifically. So what we can see here is that Sugar Kingdom Odyssey is developing a gaming platform. Now, it's not just any normal gaming platform, it's actually a Web3 integrated gaming platform in which you can bet your own crypto or use crypto to get into the tournaments and things of that nature. Now, you might say, well, Tyler, that's been done before. I know, but something they're doing hasn't. They're taking a pretty interesting approach in the sense that they're allowing other companies to bring utility to their own ecosystems by allowing their native token to be an entry ticket or a part of the Sugar Kingdom Odyssey ecosystem. So what I mean by that is, say for example, I run my own Web3 project. What I can do is I can go to Sugar Kingdom Odyssey and I can say, hey, look, I would love to partner with you guys and integrate the Tyler Hill token or whatever it may be into Sugar Kingdom Odyssey so that people can use the Tyler Hill token as a native token of the Sugar Kingdom Odyssey gaming ecosystem. So to get into these tournaments, they can use the Tyler Hill token and things of that nature. So the approach that they're taking is that they're now able to go to all of these projects and integrate their own tokens into Sugar Kingdom Odyssey's ecosystem, which not only brings that project, just utility immediately and very quickly, but also what's cool about it is it brings more eyes to Sugar Kingdom Odyssey. So it's a bit of a win-win from both of their perspectives. And so what you can see here, for example, is they can tap into the meme coin sector, the gaming sector, the BRC sector, the AI sector. So when these different niches and sectors blow up, they're immediately going to be able to benefit from those narratives and niches, getting more and more people within their own ecosystem while providing utility to those companies. You see how it's a little bit of like a you win, I win, you win, I win type of thing here. Now, they do have their own token, which is the SKO token. Now, the SKO tokens enable players to enter various hyper-casual games and cross-community tournaments within the Sugar Kingdom Odyssey platform, fostering active user engagement and platform loyalty. But what I think is the most cool is there's even more of a way that people can benefit from these different ecosystems through the Sugar Kingdom Odyssey, and that's by being a part of the weekly airdrops. They say that holding SKO or Sugar Kingdom Odyssey tokens qualifies users for weekly airdrops, which include a selection of potential low-cap tokens, offering SKO holders the chance for additional value and exposure to emerging projects within the crypto space. So now these other projects can also partner up with Sugar Kingdom Odyssey, go in, and then offer the ability for airdrops to their holders, which brings them, again, even more utility while bringing SKO even more utility. They're creating this win-win ecosystem to be able to benefit off of these other ecosystems while growing their own, and I think it's absolutely amazing. And so because of that, it is one that I personally am investing into, and I wanted to also, again, bring to the channel. So I was curious about your thoughts. Let me know down in the comments below if this is something that you'd be interested in, and let's get back into the video. So now from a DCA perspective, again, let's talk about some of the cryptos that I'm buying right now. So I am doing some dollar cost averaging on Bitcoin. What you can see here is that my company's indicator, HG Algo, has been going off a lot on the 1 hour charts. Now the 1 hour charts are super micro charts, and so they're not the best ones in terms of, deciding if a long-term move is going to continue upwards, but they have done a fantastic job at giving us just beautiful micro entries, right? Little micro entry right there, little micro entry right here, little micro entry right here, micro entry before that little pump. We can even go back a little bit further and you can see it looks just like this. So we know that this possibility is on the table. And once we get some little accumulation, a cluster here before a move upwards, right? You can see how well they've done. And so because of of that, of course, one thing, if you do want to use HDalgo, you can use the link down in the description below. My company designed it because I needed something that can send me messages saying that something was in a good position to buy it. And that's what it does. It tells me exactly when I should be buying my cryptos for my portfolio. And I just rely on it to do all my investing while I run my company and do things like that. So you can check that out. But the second thing, again, as I mentioned before, is I am doing some accumulating on the 1 hours for Bitcoin right now. Now, on top of that, I have been doing a little bit on Ethereum because it's showing us some similar signs. I'm buying a little bit of Jasmy because it's showing us similar signs. We also have some Caspa. We have some some BNB. Sorry, BNB has been a fantastic one for us recently. We have Matic not going off quite yet. Let me see. We don't have Jupe going off right now. Let's see. Solana also not going off right now. And then Shiba Inu is going off right now. So those are some of the mainstays in my portfolio currently, the ones I'm the most interested in. And so those are the ones I'm investing in. So all of those, Bitcoin, Ethereum, Jasmy, Caspa, BNB, not Matic, not Jupiter and Solana, but yes, on Shiba Inu, I am picking up a little bit of that as well. So overall, I mean, like I said, I don't know exactly where this market's going to go in the short term. It obviously could do anything, you know, could go up, could go down. That's the nature of the game, right? That's the jokey joke here on YouTube. But at the end of the day, what I do know is that what we are seeing is consolidation, and consolidation in these points of the market are much better than capitulation. So even if the market does pull back, I am going to accumulate some more, expecting that eventual continuation to the upside, of which we will generate a ton of profit. So with that in mind, of course, I hope you guys did enjoy today's video, just kind of telling you what is going on and what I'm doing about it. If you did, you can always let me know quite simply and easily by smashing the like button on this video so more people see it, and subscribing to the channel so you see more videos. But with that in mind, of course, I hope you all had a fantastic day, and I will see you all next time. Peace out, everybody.